Okay, we are back with the corrected minefield terrain effect card. So, as I said, this card is played on you as a discard from the opponent, and the attack happens with this value and a random number check, adding, even if it's a red or a black, you just add a number to the random position person who was targeted when this card was played. But how do you get rid of this card? You can either try to exit it by moving away, which means you play a movement card sideways. Every time you play a movement card sideways, you need to check the second line for this area here. I believe it differs from different minefield cards. But if you get a red number check that is larger than 3, in this case, maybe it can be different. You get all person in the group is targeted for one attack, or you target every person in the group, so not just one. Every time you play a movement card. So you do it when you play one movement card, and then after you have played a second movement card, you're eligible to play a new terrain card. Then you have crawled away from the minefield. We should see here. You could also, so you could leave the minefield by placing one movement card sideways. So placing one movement card sideways and then one terrain. But then the minefield automatically attacks every person in the group. But at that time you do subtract the if it's a red RNC and add if it's a black RNC. But you do it for every person. But if you are managed to play 2 cards sideways, you exit the minefield without any person taking attack. But of course, every time you place a movement card, you need to do this check here, looking for a red number check that is larger than this number, depending on the minefield card. If a opponent discard a terrain card on you, you always leave. For example, you have only play one movement card sideways. You leave the minefield without any extra attack. You could also try to remove the minefield. You can do it if you don't have any unpinned men, but of course you cannot move also if you have any unpinned men. So first you need to rally all the men. But you could try to remove it without having a movement card, and that is by flipping a card and looking for a black random number check that is larger than 5. So then you basically succeed. But if that random number check is a 5 or a 6, in this case red number 6 that is larger than 4, so 5 or 6 of course, then it attacks, and I believe it attack as when it's played. So first you're trying to remove it, and if you get this effect here, it's removed. If you get this effect, it attacks. If you get anything there between, nothing special happens. They was not able to do it. But if you are attacked, it's attacked as when the card is played on you. So you just target one person. You do a random position check and then a random number check and just add the values. That is how Minefield works. Basically, it's not that hard as it seems. I need to check the rules a few times because I was a little bit confused with all these numbers, but it's not so hard. The minefield is not used in all that many scenarios, but when you use it, it can be fun to see how it works, and you can just check out the rules in the rulebook. A minefield, after it's been treated, it goes out of the game, not into the draw pile again. So you only see each minefield once. And for most scenarios, for example, we have been talking almost solely with scenario A in mind. This is a cover card in scenario A. And of course I forgot to talk about the pillbox. I've never played with the pillbox. We have only used this as a cover card. It's a very specific card, which don't have that many rules. I have just not read them. Basically, you set up a group in the pillbox and make a scenario around that. So I maybe do a video about it just for my own sake. That's how I can teach myself. But I don't think I will do it right now. I will continue with other stuff. Thank you.